Holy shit. This is a daily rant recording. Wow, when was the last time I've done a daily rant recording? I don't even remember. I can't recall. But anyway, thanks for stopping by. This is Jer Bear. It's just after midnight. It's actually 10 after 12. Today's date is Friday, September 10th, 2021. Thank you so much for stopping by and indulging me for a little bit. So yeah, it's been quite a while since I've done any daily rant recordings. If you haven't been really keeping up with the Sunday video updates, which I don't see any reason why you shouldn't, because that's basically what I've been doing, because I haven't really uploaded any other content to this channel other than my Sunday video updates. But in the off chance that you haven't been following my Sunday video updates, I've been doing pretty good for the most part. I've been doing a lot of writing in my journal. I just started my 130th journal book, so I'm really excited about that. I've been writing journals going on 22 years. This November will be 22 years. And yeah, so I'm doing really good. I sold my van, my Chrysler. I sold that. Yeah, everything here is for the most part going pretty good, But the topic of this daily rant recording, and I've had a couple of friends actually request a daily rant talking about childhood cancer, because we are in fact in Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. We are now officially 10 days into Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Anybody like myself who was directly impacted by childhood cancer knows what September is and what it means, although I would argue that every day would be September for me. Even when it's not September. That's just the way it is. And there are people who aren't directly in the demographic, but they also know that September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Now, mind you, I have relinquished all of my advocacy efforts. I did that a couple years ago. I claimed moratorium on that. However, there were a couple of requests about Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. People asked me to reiterate some of my thoughts, or to give any updates on where I sit, what my positioning is, what I think about certain aspects. So I decided to go with CareFest, which I think is a load of fucking bullshit, and that's why I'm going to talk about it. Now, I want to preface this before I get to any major points, that I would never in my life, even as an advocate, which I'm not anymore, but even as an advocate, I had never taken a single death of a child for granted. I have never taken a single death for granted. I've never taken a single diagnosis for granted. I don't take their pain and their agony and their frustration for granted. I don't take their, they have issues with, self-esteem because they're bald, especially the girls. They don't have any hair. And they have self-esteem issues because of, gee, how am I going to look, as a girl not having any hair? I understand I'm not a woman, obviously, but I understand all of that. I understand all of it. But with CareFest, this is where I draw the line, because I have lots of friends. I've met lots of people. I made lots of friends when I was an advocate, and there are many like-minded individuals, I guess on that side of the fence, because now I'm on the opposite side of the fence, where I'm not ingratiated with a lot of people anymore, and there are lots of people that I stopped speaking to. I don't have connections with them anymore. Either because they believe stupid shit, or because we have a difference of thought, difference of opinion. So we kind of cut ties. However, my thoughts on CareFest, I think it's bullshit, all of it. Because, listen, everybody who directly, like myself, everybody who directly personally knows a thing or two about childhood cancer, we have a personal vendetta against a disease, which it kind of sounds silly in a way, but then it doesn't. I hate cancer. I'm anti-cancer. I hate cancer, especially when it affects children. I hate cancer in all of its forms. I don't I don't curry favor to one cancer over the other. All cancer's cancer. It's bad. Fuck it, right? Fuck cancer. That's a platitude, but kind of rings a little bit of truth. But when I was an advocate, my only goal, my primary goal, my purpose for being an advocate was not to be seen and heard on television, not to try to change the world or anything like that. But having been through what I've been through, and I said this any number of times, having been through what I've been through as a child cancer survivor, that was, that was the driving point behind my need or my desires to be eleemosynary and help people who are in desperate need of help. It has nothing to do with vanity. It has nothing to do with, hey, look at me, I posted a gold ribbon. Aren't I so fucking amazing? Because that's what you're going to see on social media. Guaranteed. And really, CareFest is no different because you have a bunch of people, and like I said, they're all like-minded people, and they are mad and they're broken because their children passed away. And I'm not making light of that. I'm not being dismissive. I'm not taking it for granted. I'm not saying that those people aren't justified in doing what they do and saying what they say because their children have passed away. There's some justification for it. There really is. But, and maybe I'm just being too myopic about this, but nothing is going to change fundamentally or incrementally because of CareFest. And my positioning on CareFest is that it is nothing more than people who, at the end of the day, are going to take pride in knowing that they could regurgitate the same thoughts and the same, this is where I'm at in my head, and I know that however other many people attend a CareFest, it's like I'm just going to, reinforce your thoughts and your feelings because I'm one of you and you're one of me. So I'm just going to get on a podium. I'm going to reinforce. I'm going to regurgitate. And then they champion this like they've accomplished something. And it's a shame that so many people are stuck in this perpetual loop where they think that they have to adopt a certain set of opinions and feelings and beliefs and whatever it is. You all have to mold your sensibilities around the same ideas, even if you really and truly don't agree, but you are willing to do anything to fit in with the crowd. And I, for one, don't give two shits and a fuck about trying to fit in with a crowd. I'll tell you what I think, whether you like it or not. I care about people. I care about the people. The fucking gold ribbons and the fucking CareFest shit. It's the superficiality and the need for vanity from these people is what really and truly makes it difficult for anyone who's not affected directly by childhood cancer to take this seriously. And it seems like every year, I hear from the same people. I read the same statements from the same people. The same group of people. Nobody takes childhood cancer seriously. I wonder why. I wonder fucking why. You're all making it about yourselves. CareFest has not made a single droplet of a difference. Not a single droplet. People still attend CareFest. Again, the least case scenario at the end of the day, because they know that they're not going to make any real changes, in the overall grand scheme of things, but at least they have their pride, and at least they have their dignity, and at least they can say, we all think and feel the same way. So, let's start this little glee club. You know, let's all get together. Let's compare clothing. Let's go to all these fancy restaurants, meet up. Let's all drink, fancy fucking drinks and eat fancy food, really expensive shit. Let's all act high and mighty because we champion the gold ribbon. Meanwhile, children are still sick. Children are dying. And meanwhile, I would much rather be the guy, child of cancer survivor separated from that. I would much rather be the guy who goes to the hospitals. And I understand, it's hard to do now with the COVID, but even, before the COVID, before all this pandemic shit started to get hot and heavy, I would have rather been the guy who visited the hospitals, visited the kids, brought a little bit of light and laughter and joy to their day, made their day a little bit better, than to be this guy who thinks that at every fucking whim and every sentence and every statement and every little fucking thing I do, I gotta have tabloid attention. I have to have press out of this. That I somehow have to... It's more important to look good for the things I do than it is to actually do the things I do. That's really fucking cheap. And my thoughts and opinions about that are never going to change. They are irrevocable. It's not going to change. I'm never going to let up on this until people understand. I think most people generally, if they really stop and see it for what it is, I think more and more people would agree. It's just that they're waiting for that one person to come out and speak the truth, which is why I'm not with those people anymore. I don't ingratiate myself with those people. I have no connections with any of those people, and that's why they're against me, because I'll speak the truth, which is opposite of what they want to believe. And hey, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. They have it in their head that they're making some kind of big change. And I've asked people in a non-argumentative way, do you really think that what we're doing is going to somehow, tip the domino to get more than the 4% that is geared towards funding and research? Do you think that we're actually going to make the next domino fall? And you would be surprised. I mean, these are parents of cancer kids. These are people who run nonprofit organizations for child and cancer charities. They have told me, no, we don't think that anything we do will make fundamental incremental change. However, we can still help the families in need. Sure, so then help the families in need. Why do you need the praise? Why do you need the attention? Why do you need the vanity? Because anything that goes beyond just wanting to help people does not interest me. If you are in it to really and truly help people, then really and truly fucking help people. Don't do your good deed and then wait with your arms crossed. Okay, where's my attention? Where's my vanity? Where's my popularity? I don't feel important enough. I'm going to write a book. I don't feel important enough. I'm going to join CareFest. I'm going to attend a CareFest because I don't feel loved. I don't feel appreciated. I don't feel like I belong anywhere. I feel like I'm outside of everything. You know what? There's nothing wrong with being outside of everything. It's actually nice on this side if you come and join me. You'll find out for yourselves. It's fucking amazing. I love the fact that I can wake up every day and say to myself, yep, it's another day of doing things Jared's way. And I don't have to worry about what anybody else thinks because fuck those people. They're in it for themselves. And they sit and wonder why people don't take childhood cancer more seriously. Because the need to help people in an urgent manner is being overshadowed by the need for vanity. And that's really and truly the case. It's nothing more than that. And I'm really sad that there are people out there who are honestly in it for the vanity and nothing more, nothing else. I mean, it is a total and complete crock of shit that people care more about that than anything else. You know, and the sad thing about all of that is when I first started to meet all these people in the childhood cancer world, I thought we were all pretty tight. I thought we were all pretty cool. I mean, in the beginning, they were all very accepting of me, and I didn't really have any enemies in the beginning. I got along with everybody, and I introduced my story to a countless number of people. And now, fast forward from I actually started getting involved. I started raising awareness in 2013, and then I claimed moratorium in 2019, so about 6 years, right up to the end. I mean, things went downhill, to put it briefly. Um, in the beginning though, it was great because, like I said, I thought, I was tight with everybody. I mean, everybody was pretty accepting of me. I was fairly new to them. Or as they like to say, well, Jared Fuller's new to the scene. Well, first of all, childhood cancer is not a fucking scene. Secondly, I have been well known to the childhood cancer demographic for the past 30 years. So when people phrase it as, coming onto the scene, me being a part of the demographic was purely organic. I didn't choose to get involved with childhood cancer. Milk Tyson came into the scene. Ronnie Duvall came into the scene. Guys like me, I didn't come into the scene. And childhood cancer, by the way, is no fucking scene. It's reality. Now, if you're talking about advocacy being a scene, in that regard, sure. Because it's all a scene. It's all a great big facade. But, I wasn't trying to put on a dog and pony show for everybody. I was actually interested in helping people and showing other people that they weren't alone. And, I had to make some massive changes in the way I think. I had to make massive changes in what I allowed. I had to set boundaries. I've had to tell lots of people in the childhood cancer demographic to fuck off. I've been very outspoken about several parents and organizations here in my daily rants. No regrets. I'm only sad that I didn't do it sooner. I'm only sorry that I didn't speak up sooner. I'm only sorry that I was a people pleaser for far longer than I should have been. I shouldn't have even been a people pleaser right from the very fucking beginning. This is the attitude that I should have had. But the longer you stick around, in childhood cancer awareness in particular, the longer you stick around, the more you see that people are fake. They treat this like it's high school for adults. It's a popularity contest. That there's special cliques that if you don't, again, like I said previously, if you don't mold your sensibilities and your opinions and your thoughts and your ideas to this collective adaptation of what you're supposed to think and feel, then you don't fit in. You're an outsider. And I take great pride in being a fucking outsider. All day, every day, twice on Sunday, motherfucker. That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly where I am now. And it's so liberating. It's so liberating to not give a fuck. I care about people, yes. Those people who've written me off, they can fuck off. Their children I'm always going to care about. And even they can't stop me. They can't control how I think and feel about their children. Especially being warriors, survivors, or the children who passed, the children who are still battling, of course. They have no control over my emotions as a human being. First and foremost, as a human being. As a survivor, that's even more, because I get the situation. I get where they're coming from. And to have these people tell me, or to shame me, because I care, because I show love and understanding to this overwhelming populace of people who are involuntarily thrust into the demographic, such as myself, I can relate to them personally. And then to be, just snobbed off and shrugged off by the same people that I can, jive with, I'm just not going to stand for it anymore. I've had to set boundaries. I've really had to put my foot down and, without fear, tell these people to fuck off and jump off a cliff or do whatever it is you got to do. Go jerk off in a round room somewhere, because I'm not going to sit here and take this shit anymore. I'm not going to sit here and allow for these people to verbally abuse me and run my name into the ground. No fucking way. I'm not here for you. I'm not even here for myself. I'm here for your children. Because they're the ones who need it. They need to know that there's people out there who understand. People who really and truly give a fuck on a human personal level, on a heart to heart. Not, I'm reaching for the top. Whatever summit that there is, which doesn't exist, it only, exists in someone's head. It's not real. It's abstract. There's this sort of brass ring going on with childhood cancer advocacy that somehow, and I've made this prediction already a long time ago, but my prediction, which I'm still clinging on to because I think there's a bit of truth to it, so check it out. All these advocates are competing with one another currently right now. We know that. We can see that. Okay? They never stopped. They're still out there trying to outdo each other and overpower one another. See, that's where I think they fucked up royally when they threw in the word community. That's a wrench into the machinery that shouldn't even fucking be there, because there's no I and we. Okay, so stop calling it a community. Y'all want it for yourselves. But my prediction that I made this prediction a while ago, and I'm going to stick to it because it seems logical to me. All these advocates and activists are currently competing with one another. They're trying to outdo each other. They're trying to, I see you're paying off someone's mortgage for $10,000, and I'll raise you 2 mortgages, and I'll pay off 2 mortgages and 5 mortgages. They're outdoing each other. This is a rendition of Annie, Get Your Gun. Anything you can do, I can do better. And while they're doing this, they're thinking, okay, I can do the most work. I can put out the most advocacy, and I could be the most efficient in doing this. And if, in fact, the government decides to up the ante, if they decide to allocate and gear more federal funding towards research and cures, then I'm going to take all the credit for it, because I'm truly going to believe that it's coming directly from me. Mark my words. All these advocates and activists are going to fucking tear each other's heads off for the credit. They're doing that now. It's obvious. It's evident. They're doing this shit now. But anyway, those are my thoughts on CureFest, Childhood Cancer Advocacy, and I thank you so much for joining me. As always, toodaloo!